Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. We've had a lot of questions about how to sharpen the blade, and rather than us just tell you that you should do it, they wanted to be shown how to do it. So I'm going to show you the two most popular ways. You can use a bench grinder. We don't prefer this method. It's kind of cumbersome and you got to hold the blade. We actually prefer using a vise, and they make specialized blade grinders, blade sharpeners. The typical homeowner's not going to want to buy one of those though. So this is the way that you would do it. Put it in a vise of some form. If you can't have a vise, you could lean it up against a table or anything like that. I'm going to show you the first way that's going to be the cheapest, and that's going to be just using a regular file. Okay, so now once you've got your blade secured in a vise, or maybe you're having to use your hands or something like that, with using a file, you're going to want to use a vise because you're going to need both of your hands. You see the angle of your blade, and you're going to have to actually spend a lot of time making sure that you want to make sure that you don't get on top and flatten it, or you want to make sure that you don't go too narrow. I don't know what the word there would be, but you want to make sure you got the right angle. Follow the angle that already came from the manufacturer, and you're just going to have to go back and forth, back and forth. As you can see, this is going to take a while. It's not the way that we do it. The way we do it is we use just a standard 4.5 inch angle grinder. You want to make sure that you don't have a cutting blade. You want to use a grinding blade of some form, or you can use a flap disc. Be very careful with these flap discs because you can actually take too much of the blade off, and what will happen there is the blade will get imbalanced and it causes a lot of problems. With something as simple as this, it's going to get a little loud. Make sure you got some gloves and some eyeglasses because it's going to spark as well. Same thing though, we're going to follow the angle. We're going to follow the angle of that blade, the cutting edge, as it came from the manufacturer. And you've only got to make probably 4 or 5 passes, and it's going to put a good edge back on there. Typical homeowner is going to probably need to do this, I'm going to say 3 times a year. It depends on how big your yard is, how many weeds. Weeds tend to be a harder vegetation, so the harder the grass, so if you've got a bunch of weeds, it tends to dull the blades faster. If you've got a good thick layer of just grass, you're going to be able to go for longer periods of time. So this is going to benefit because number one, it's going to give you a good clean cut, which is going to make your grass not frayed, which is going to make it not have a dull look to it. Also, these are mulching blades. You can tell by the little lip right here. It gives it lift to where it'll keep all the grass clippings in the deck, and it allows this blade to keep mulching that grass up into finer pieces, which is another reason you want to make sure they're sharp. That blade's spinning super fast. The fin is keeping the grass lifted, and a sharp blade is going to continuously mulch all the grass clippings. There again, if you've got dull blades, you're not going to get the grass clippings mulched up nearly as fine, which is going to contribute to a thicker thatch layer. So as you can see, while these might sound like or seem like obvious things or small things, it all plays into the overall health of the lawn, if you will. So there's not just any 1, 2, or 3 things you can do. There's several things. We're going to make sure we got blades, and we're feeding, and we're weed preventing, and we're watering. So anyway, hope that helps. Quick little tips. If you need any help, or if you got any questions, feel free to ask. Let us know. Y'all have a good day.